Okay.
Hi, could you introduce yourself just a little bit? Where are you from?
Hello, Yves. I'm Leonard, 49 years old. I'm living in Hamburg, Germany, and I'm a targeted individual for 20 years, since 2003.
Yeah. Do you have any idea why you have been selected, and if you do, by whom?
Yeah, it's quite difficult to answer. I have a psychological background in my family. So I'm pretty convinced that it comes part out of my own family.
Yeah.
And
Is there a Masonic touch into it?
I can't really tell. I moved out of my parents' house at an age where I didn't know anything about those things. I didn't ask, and it wasn't a common thing around me to know if someone is a Mason or not. I'm pretty sure that those connections can only be obtained if you have certain connections to those secret societies, or however you call it.
Okay, that's the same story almost all the time. Could you give us a little bit of background now on a time scale and time frame from the start? How did it begin with you?
Yes, actually, it began from one day to another.
Do you have any idea about the year?
Yeah, 2003,
Okay.
like March, April 2003. And then I recognized from one day to another that my whole dreaming and sleep patterns have changed. I could rarely sleep more than 6 hours, and I had very lucid dreams. And I could remember I had lucid dreams every day, every night. And I could remember everything in the dreams. Before, maybe I remembered dreams every 3 weeks. And since that time, every night, I knew exactly what was the content of the dreams. And in addition to that, I had from one day to another, I had a class table at this time, and it was full of some dusty things. And I couldn't breathe as normal, and had problems with riding my bike, where I normally had no problems at all with, because I just lost a lot of strength and a lot of lung capacity. That's where the first impressions I had.
Okay. It seems like physical training or physical modification at first. Did you encounter a classical gang stalking against you around that time?
No, not from the beginning. At the beginning, it was really like I had moved to another town lately, and I was quite isolated in the beginning. And then all of a sudden, many people showed up.
Okay.
And
Around which year?
it was also 2000, maybe 4,
Okay.
like
Around
some months
September.
later. Yeah, some months later, it started, and they were playing friendly, and some of them actually also were friends later on. But I recognized some strange behaviors, and I recognized that they sometimes knew what I was about to say, or what I was thinking yesterday.
Do you think that your all properties were looked over, and that your movements your travels and your computer activities were monitored?
At this time, I didn't have a personal computer, but I recognized that people knew where I am. It was also a kind of, I really had a little paranoia thinking for a while, because I couldn't explain what's happening, around me.
Okay. Do you think you have been implanted?
There's different opinions on that. I think the implantation is meanwhile in the nanoparticulate size, means that you can inhale it and it self-assembles in your body. And I recognized that people maybe also know what I can see or what I see around me, because sometimes they made comments on what I thought yesterday, for example, or on what I've seen yesterday, and I couldn't explain it.
Okay. It seems like a very deep invasion into your brain. Do you feel it that way?
Definitely. It was, in my opinion, it's like what is now mainstream or becoming mainstream, or this Neuralink or brain-computer interfaces. But the whole TI community talked about being implanted when you're in a surgery or at the dentist or something like that. But I never believed that, because I knew I had this interface from the beginning, and I wasn't at any dentist or any surgery or something like that. So I knew, or I thought there is something else that is also working without
implants.
Invasive implant.
Okay. Could you tell us from 2004 until now how it evolved, how it changed?
Yes, it's like I had this, I call them fake friends at this time, and I was doing I don't know how to say it, an apprentice. I learned to be a merchant, and I made another degree in economics at this time until 2007. And then I decided, because it was getting stranger and stranger, I decided to change location and move to Hamburg in 2008.
Okay. Did it change something?
It got worse. It actually got worse. And then in Hamburg, the gang stalking really started and took off.
Okay. And how about the direct energy weapons system against you? How did you feel it?
Yeah, it's like the whole body feels like you are under electrical power. Your whole body is vibrating. Your vision is sometimes just going away. My night vision really worsened a lot, so I can hardly see at nights. My all-over vision got worse.
Okay. Could you tell us about being attacked everywhere, or at home, or on the street, or all of that?
I think it's all of that. It's the worst is at home.
Okay.
Because I think they have solid installations around in some flats or apartments.
Any suspicions about your neighbors?
I know perpetrators, and I used to hang around with them for a while. I still do sometimes. I can hardly explain. It's like as an TI, you're so isolated, and you don't want to lose total social life.
Okay.
And you cannot really know who is a perp and how much he's a perp, or how much he knows.
It's their problem, not yours.
It's
Really.
yeah, it's exactly it.
Well, could you tell us also if the targeting changed in terms of the methods used with direct energy weapons during your exposition?
Yeah, and in the beginning, I thought to realize some kind of infrared lights when they started targeting me, or when they aimed at me with the systems. And since many years, maybe about 10 years, I see white light spots on my retina. When I think they start shooting at me. So I recognized a lot of evolvement in the material used.
Okay. What do you think is their ultimate purpose with you?
I think it was only bad luck for me. I think the ultimate purpose is full spectrum dominance of the whole population and the whole frequency fields around us.
Okay.
Also social engineering,
yes,
and
I do agree.
population control.
Yeah. I'm sorry to say that you're guinea pigs at this time, but we are all doomed in this field, because this kind of experience is not meant to remain focused on few individuals. It's not the case. As you said, this is total control of the population, matrix-like. Okay.
They just chose. They chose isolated or not isolated people. I've always been someone who didn't need many people around him, and I liked doing my own stuff. And so it was just bad luck. Yeah, they say, okay, they can't get viral. They don't have many friends. They don't have the background of a strong family. So it's easy to test on them without fearing to be known, or to get in trouble.
Yes, and we touched lightly on the subject of the family, but you told me before that you suspect that your bad luck comes from within.
Yeah. I think it's often the case for TIs. It's like maybe an ex-partner, maybe some family members that don't like you. Sometimes it's about some not heritage, but if you like, you have siblings, and they know your parents.
It's not your case. You are
I have
a one kid family.
No, I have one brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have one brother, but that's not the point in my case. In my case, it's most likely my father.
Okay. We know about it, but we won't name names. At this point, I think that you have in place some methods of protecting yourself. Don't be too detailing, but speaking out is one method. Gathering around you people who can be trusted.
Absolutely.
But the third one should be, in my view, the name and shame game, because targeted individuals are frequently afraid of naming their perpetrators.
Absolutely.
And I don't think this is going to play out very well. we have to name and shame, but
Yeah.
not here. That's not the point. But they like the twilight, and
Absolutely.
to place them in a bright place with full of light won't suit them. This is a weapon we have at our disposal.
It's like you see analogies with this whole Corona complex now. It's like I ask questions to my family, to people for 2 decades now, and they just didn't want to negotiate. They just said, okay, there's nothing to talk about. We don't know what you're talking about. You're paranoid. You're this and that. Yeah, and you can bring proof. You can bring patterns, how much ever you want.
No,
they just won't listen. They just won't listen and say you are lunatic or something else.
Okay. So you are targeted when you leave your home. When you are abroad, you are also targeted right away.
Yeah, it's like the infrastructure is perfect. I think they just pass you on from station to station. You have all the cell towers everywhere. You have Wi-Fi everywhere. You have the cellular phones everywhere, and that's all microwave. That's all radar. So you have satellites. You can shoot over the horizon, like using the ionosphere as a mirror. So there are so many possibilities to reach out on you.
Okay. And, to wrap up, do you have a message to send to, well, not targeted individuals because they all know the same fate, but to non-targeted individuals so far?
So far. Yeah, I think we should all be well informed about those possibilities that do exist for a long time. And if someone asks, you shouldn't take part in it. And when you self get attacked, don't ever take it personal. It's not against you. It's just your bad luck that you came in the way or on a list from somewhere. So don't ever take it personal. It's not really to play the card against you on your psyche, but it's not really meant. Your person is not really meant. You are just a guinea pig, and also probably an income source, because they get paid. They show up after a short time, the perpetrators, with new cars, new stuff, more money than they had before. And if you know them a little, you see it and you recognize it. So it's just a business for them. For us, it's cruel. So don't take it personal. It's their souls which they will lose. Just keep yours and stay strong.
Okay, that's great. Thanks very much, Leonard.
Yeah, thank you, Yves.